Welcome to the 7 Minutes to Better Selling podcast. I'm your host, Colin Lake, president and founder of Developing the Next Leaders. I'd like to welcome Jeremy Blueball, to the CEO and founder of CoinFlip Marketing, to the call. So, Jeremy, how are you, buddy?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Colin.
How do I break through more consistently with the people that I'm reaching out to? So, Jeremy, let me ask you this. So you start in the financial services industry. Will you tell us how you go from that to where you are today, the CEO and founder of CoinFlip Marketing?
Yeah, and once again, thanks, Colin. Thanks for having me. Jeremy Blueball, CoinFlip Marketing. And great question. So I wholesale for 15 years, call it. I did inside sales, so made a ton of outbound phone calls, and did outside sales, sit down face-to-face, meeting with financial advisors all over the country. And but really, I had a transformational moment in 2016. I read a book by a guy named John Ruhlin called Giftology. And in this book, if anybody's read it, or if you haven't read it, it's really using gifts, personalization, anything out there that you can find to your advantage. Number one, to help build deeper relationships with your best clients, but really kind of open doors with those who don't. So after I read this book, I kind of took what he said in that book and said, how do I bring it down for my use? I read this advisor's website, found out that his sons like to play hockey. Love that he liked to read. Sent him 2 hockey pucks with his kids' junior league logo on it. Sent him the book that I recommend with a personalized note. And his response is actually hanging up in my office as a reminder of how CoinFlip Marketing kind of started. Even though I didn't really take it full time to a business in 2020, I had done that year over year to kind of help open doors as a wholesaler to the hardest reached financial advisors out there. And now I help salespeople do that on their own. We help them actually create game plans and actually, more importantly, do the work for them so they can get in and have those conversations with those hard to reach clients. So that's how it started.
Jeremy, so you'll do the work. So like I come to you and say, hey, I need help reaching out to these 50 people.
Yeah, so ideally I do both work, but I would say 9 out of 10 people say, Jeremy, I hear what you're saying. You're an expert at it. You've been doing it for 5+ years now. We don't have the time as a business, but we do have the resources to pay you to do it. And we know if we get in front of these offices or businesses, we're going to close 10, 15, 20% of them, and it's going to be X amount. So they pay me to come and do the work, and we get them the meetings. And that's why I called it coin flip marketing. I think of a coin, odds of heads versus tail. I wanted to give you odds better than 50% that get you that meeting. If you actually implement personalization, really what we call deep personalization here at CoinFlip Marketing.
Did you say depersonalization?
Deep, sorry.
Deep personalization, yeah.
We just when you think you can't take it another level, we take it 3 more notches up to say, hey, we're going to make sure that person gets a response, whether good or bad. We're going to make you get a response, Colin.
Yeah, geez, that's great. And I think of the masses of outreach, voicemail, email, social media. Like if we had a coin flip, like a 50-50 chance of like sending a message out and getting a meeting with someone, boy, this job would be so much easier. The problem is you get like a 4% success rate on outreach or a 2% success rate on outreach. If you're getting better than 50%, you're doing a Herculean job for the folks you work with. So that's awesome.
I'm an example. Think about it. There's, I think, 330 billion emails are going to be sent in 2022, 6 billion text messages a day in the US, 250 tweets, over 100,000 LinkedIn posts every hour. We're inundated with noise, information, digital. Think of your phone, think of your email, think of people all around you, the marketing that you're driving down the highway. How do you break through to that? And we believe the best way to stay out of that too much, so you don't get grouped in with everybody else, is build deep relationships with your best clients, but also potential prospects. And the best way to do that is through personalization. Do the research, show them that you care, and deliver something they've never seen before. They say, wow, Colin really wants to meet with me. Hey, my assistant, next time Colin calls or emails me, let him through. We're going to meet with that person.
Where should they go and what should they look for? And then they can figure out, of course, what to do once they have that information, or maybe you could offer a suggestion there as well.
What I found, the higher up the food chain, there's going to be more information out there on those individuals. I'm big on using pictures. So I like to take a picture from someone's company's website, maybe use their LinkedIn profile, and have a little personalization fun with it. So maybe Photoshop that on front of the Wall Street Journal. Maybe Photoshop that on front of a news station, breaking news segment. So let's say I log on and it's Bob Smith. He runs an accounting firm in Washington, D.C., just throwing this out there. On his website, it might say Bob Smith loves the Washington Capitals, loves the Washington football team, loves to travel, and loves to read. So I'm going to take those 4 pieces of information and we're going to create a custom card that uses Bob's pictures, those teams, reading, traveling, whatever we can find about them, and deliver that to the end user. And best, if you want to even get a better percentage, you include a gift. So in this case, you might include some Washington Capital coasters or a Washington Capital hockey
It's
puck.
awesome. Last question here. How many people do you recommend? Like, so like, let's say I'm a salesperson and I have like a potential of 3,000 clients. I'm really focused on like 200 clients or businesses. How many can you do this for? Do you suggest all 200 or should it be something less than that?
I think you need to narrow it down to at least 50 or 75. So even get more into the weeds of who that ideal client profile. So maybe kind of review the companies you're currently working with. So maybe you're having good success with technology companies. So of that 250 of them are technology companies. I would start there first. And really what I tell people is no more than 15 of that 50 at a time, because you have to follow up.
To me, that's going to be the major takeaway. Like, one is get the number right. Like I can only do 50 or 75. Identify those. That's piece one. Two is set up the automations. Get some return on your time invested. Spend the day to do it, and it'll benefit you for the rest of your career. So
Correct.
spend some time there, and then work with a guy like Jeremy at CoinFlip and say like, help me be great at this stuff until you can figure out how to be great at yourself. So that's awesome, Jeremy. So I'll just maybe one final thought, if you will, and then we'll wrap the call up here and wish everyone a great day.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said in my earlier comments, with all the inundation that people are receiving, and like I said, you go higher you go up in the food chain, the more they're being inundating. You have to be different. We do believe here at CoinFlip Marketing that soft variable to be different and to break through is personalization. So if you are interested, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, Twitter. Feel free to shoot me an email at jeremy@coinflipmarketing.com. Love to help you out, whether it's on a consulting standpoint or just having a conversation or doing the implementation for you.
Yeah, that's great. Jeremy at coinflipmarketing.com. Well, you heard it here first. There is a way to be more effective with your outreach. I know it seems like it's never going to be that way any longer. It's like always going to get harder and harder and harder. In fact, I'd suggest as there's more, it gets easier to be different or to distinguish your message. Good selling, everyone. Thank you, Jeremy. Thanks, CoinFlip Marketing. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.